Hey everybody, this is Vril. Welcome back to Extended Timeline World War II. We're now up to July of 2074, so in the last episode we had another American-Mexican war, and the Americans were able to take a couple more provinces on the Mexican border here. Over in Europe, we had a war between Bulgaria, Croatia, Hungary, Slovakia, and Slovenia. Poland was allied with Bulgaria, so they both were able to completely annex all of Slovenia, Slovakia, and Hungary, and about half of Croatia here. So let's have a look at the armies of the world. We have the Chinese, followed by the US, Soviet Union. The rebels are up in here, and the Germans. Quite a few of these are very low in manpower, like the British, the Iranians, the Germans to a lesser extent, Dominican Republic and Mexico as well. So looking at the wars that are going on, we had quite a few wars last episode, but not too much territorial changes. We did have the Japanese-Dutch imperialist war just fired off at the end of the last episode, so Japan is now allied with the British apparently, and Congo's in that war, and New Zealand as well against the Dutch. British have been struggling to invade Tibet here as well. Had some African wars going on. We've got this Ghanaian Mali. Mali's allied with Liberia and Spanish West Africa, and we have an Icelandic, Cameroonian punitive war. So Cameroon's been very aggressive. This is actually the second or third punitive war against them. I think it was declared by Croatia at one point in time. It just kind of goes nowhere. And we have a Portuguese with Australia change of government against the Netherlands here. So things not going very well for the Netherlands here once again in this series. They're just holding on by a string at this point. The Dutch are here. So Japanese previously able to capture islands. The Americans able to... I guess that's the one good thing, is that the Americans haven't declared war. Once again, they've been slowly taking areas in Borneo, but no longer. Japanese just won a battle here in one of these Indonesian islands here. Let's watch what's going on between the Tibetans and the British here. So Tibet actually does have a 40k stack with their ally, and so they might be able to peace out. It'd be probably pretty smart with them to just go ahead and peace out of this war. Can't believe that Iceland is at war with Cameroon. Bulgaria is on the side of the Iceland there, though, so I would figure that Bulgaria is probably doing this punitive war to prevent themselves from being in a punitive war. Do have a bunch of Italian rebels. It looks like the Germans actually did gain a province. I don't think they were connected to the Mediterranean, at least on the west side of Italy before. They had this, but they didn't have the western side, so I didn't notice that before the episode. So yeah, the Tibetans, there we go. The Tibetans just peaced out, and they took a very large chunk. I wonder if the Chinese will be interested in taking that. So New Zealand is occupying parts of Borneo. We've got... The Dutch actually do have a pretty large army considering, so probably can't move it around very much because of all of the Navy fleets. I mean, we've got these Japanese fleets. Japanese with a 3-star general just arrived here in this island chain that the Netherlands hold on to here in Indonesia. Let's see, what have we got? I think we've got another Botswanan Zambian war, so they've been going at it the last few episodes. A Brazilian-Dutch war, so the Brazilians now coming on hard against the Netherlands and trying to take Dutch Guyana here. So I would say that the Brazilians are going to win that one, although they might have to really get the war score up there. They're going to probably need to move their army across the ocean. I think the Dutch do have this island here. They might have... Yeah, they've got some other islands here in the Caribbean still. So the Brazilians might be trying to take those as well. But we might see the Brazilians arrive here in Indonesia. So they're going to need to capture likely... Oh, probably Batavia. All these guys are going to need to probably siege out Batavia. That's the capital of the Netherlands here. Let me just quickly look. What do we got here? Got a couple more Indian wars going on, but I just wanted to look. We have a negative 33 war score, so Ghana is not being very successful in their invasion of... Yeah, they were quite small. Tried to take advantage of some other wars that were going on, and it looks like they've bit them. Not going to be very good for them, because Mali does have a pretty large army, although Ghana does as well. But let's just see, where do we got? Okay, here, no? Let me just check our flags here. Okay, yeah, they're Mali. Very, very similar flags. We got a... similar colors, some verticals, and some stars, so I got a little confused there. So yeah, it looks like the Mali should win that one. We've got Mauritania's apparently... Where is Mauritania? Okay, they've actually gained back some territory somewhere in this, because they were down to just a couple provinces, and they apparently gained back some territory from Mali at some point in time anyway. And of course we've got this Botswana-Zambian war still going on. British Somaliland, allied with the Zambians, and Madagascar allied with the Botswanans here. So they actually have a pretty large... They really haven't been in all that many wars in this series. I think very early on they were, but not as many recently. Everybody's going to be sieging out the Dutch here. So even though... Yeah, the Brazilians have blockaded, they've captured provinces that they want, but they're going to need to come on over here and capture Batavia, most likely. Got some negative war score again. These guys all need to capture Batavia. They can only do it one at a time, though. The Japanese... New Zealanders, I'm not seeing. What do we got? Okay, they... I think that bugged out for a moment. Did they just finish that war? Yes, so New Zealand was on their side. Can't tell what did they actually take here. I'm not seeing. Okay, they took this island. They didn't have this one, so I think that's all they got. All they took. Maybe the New Zealanders got a couple more islands as well. I'll have to check between episodes. So now we've got the Brazilians here in the Netherlands, so they're going to go siege out the Batavia as well. They've already have, actually, so that's going to be good for their war score all the way up to 12. You just sort this out. Botswana is going to win against Zambia, it looks like. Brazilians. This Icelandic war against Cameroon is probably going to not go anywhere. Okay. Kind of wish we had some more wars going on in Europe, or actually in South America, or North America for that matter. It's a bit easier to follow. There's just like so many... Hard to tell the factions now that all these guys in Africa have their independence, and they're all just like warring with one another and going back and forth, really. Some Mauritanian rebels have risen up. Looks like Mauritania took some of Spanish West Africa there, so peaced out. We'll see how long they can hold on to that. Surprised that Ghana is actually still going on with this. Very equal armies. Guinea's not doing anything at the moment. We've got decent sized armies as well. I don't see any Icelandic fleets coming down to Cameroon to occupy anything. I wonder if the Cameroon is gonna go up there and siege them out. There we go. We've got Iceland's army still in Iceland, so it's not going anywhere. So who else is still at war with the Dutch here? So we've got Portuguese still at war. It looks like the Brazilians did finish that off, and they actually didn't even take it all of Dutch Guyana here. They took it all but about one province there. Okay. Be curious to see if the Brazilians decide to attack anybody else, maybe the British. Italians are having some major rebellion problems. Air separatists. Interesting. Tunisian separatists as well. The Mamluks are here. We've got some Mamluk separatists as well. Wow. Okay, well, we'll see. I kind of hope they're successful. That might be funny to see what goes on there. Yeah, Botswana's completely occupying parts of Zambia and British Somaliland, as we're calling it here. Portuguese might... They were struggling with their war against the Netherlands here. Why is this war score so low? Because the defender controls Batavia. As always. The Australia is rebuilding their army, it looks like there. Not sure, maybe they lost a battle or something because they really scattered. Or they're recruiting mercenaries. Okay, we've got Tibetan revolutionaries. Apparently, what kind of government type do we have in Tibet? We have a holy state theocracy, apparently. That's because why we were seeing those, I think they had a crusade at one point in time, so that is why they might overthrow that, and we'll see what happens, what government type they get. Looks like Botswana has just taken a very, very large chunk of Zambia. As well, Zambia's cut in half, and not really half, but cut up a little bit. I would say that these rebels that are trying to take control in Italy are probably not going to be successful because the Italians are going to be rebuilding their armies and should easily be able to take back that land that has been sieged out. Can't believe this Ghana war is still going on. I guess Mali's taken the advantage and actually wants to, yeah, look at that, negative 99 war score, so they're probably going to annex Ghana for the most part, except for probably this area. What else do we have going on here? So we've got Icelandic war is not going anywhere. Okay, we've got another Egyptian-Sudanese war. Should be a decent one. Okay, the Americans have also declared war against the Dutch as well. Saw that one coming from a mile away. So yeah, the Egyptians heading on into Sudan. Sudan's got a decent army, though, so we'll see what happens with that. Egyptians, yeah, slowly expanding southward towards Sudan. So the Americans probably, like I was saying before, probably want to take more land in Borneo here. Portugal is still at war with them. Just making sure that there wasn't anything else that we missed that was interesting war that we wanted to look at. Surprised that this Mali war has not ended. Ghana, I didn't notice. Ghana actually does have... They're split into 3 for the most part here. Say that our rebel issues in this are subsiding. Looks like somebody took care of the Greek revolutionaries that were hanging around here last episode. Seeing if there's anything we missed on the map. We've got Estonian Scandinavia. Iceland's just sitting there not doing anything. Wouldn't be surprised to see Brazil. Okay, we've got some Argentinian particularists, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Brazil declare a war against somebody else here in South America, whether it be Argentina. Maybe Argentina would probably be a good idea at this point because they have the rebel issues. Okay, American stacks arriving in the Netherlands here. Is there a strait? Yeah, they can probably get to Batavia real easy. Tibetans did take care of their, or maybe they won. No, they're still Holy State, so Tibetans took care of their rebel problems. And did the Egyptians? Actually, yeah, they won that war real quick against Sudan. Botswana's powerhouse in Africa at this point, I would say. Kind of figured they would be, although Cameroon quite large. How have they not, Ghana, Mali not ended this war with Ghana? There it goes. They didn't take as much as I thought they would. They probably a little bit worried about aggressive expansion. Got some interesting shapes going on between these countries. So the Americans have sieged out Batavia. The Portuguese, it says no one controls it, so it's going well for them. So heading back on over to the Indonesia here, so that the... Yeah, wow, the Australians... Okay, that's because the Americans are there as well. I was going to say the Australians with 160k stack. I was not expecting that. 30k over there in New Zealand. So yeah, it's just like a rush to take land from the Netherlands, but it's been slow because of... just like how their islands are made up and they're not all connected by straits or anything like that, so see if the Portuguese capture any more. I think I might have even said this already this episode, or I at least said it last episode, but I'm surprised that the Chinese haven't gone aggressive against the Japanese again, or even against Tibet here. Got a 1 million-man army. They might as well use it. And I'm also surprised that nobody's declared war on Bulgaria. I was kind of thinking that the Germans, or anybody for that matter, maybe the Soviets even, would declare some sort of like punitive war because the Bulgarians have been so aggressive recently. It looks like they're going to hold on to that land. Okay, we've got an independent Tunisia now, very oddly shaped. We'll see if we get... We've got these Arab separatists. We'll see if that happens too. We'll get some very oddly shaped countries going here shortly in the future. Can't believe this punitive war. They haven't had any battles or anything like that. It's like, what a waste. So we've actually had the Batavia re-sieged back from the Americans, because the Dutch, they must have won a battle against the Americans, because I thought that the Americans had a decent stack here and actually had a leader on it. We see got some 2 stars here. Not sure why they're just sitting on those, but yeah, 3-star general against 30k against a 2-star, or a 1-star or no star. Could actually beat them. Looks like the Australians have arrived here as well, and we've got the Dutch over in these islands as well. The Australians are attacking this 3-star general. I don't think that's going to go very well for them. Although, looks like they're going to pull it off. There's crossing penalty. There's going to be some major casualties, yeah, so the Australians actually did win that one with a... I mean, they doubled them in size, but they had the lesser general. Now we have a Norwegian Cameroonian punitive war, so this is like, you know, this is like completely bugging out because they keep declaring these and not doing anything. So what is the point? I guess Norway should be in better shape than the other ones were. And they've got Spain's help this time, so that should help things. Alright, it does look like we're out of time for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and please consider hitting the like button if you did, as it really helps out the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.